already publishing good amount of papers, and probably you belongs to the social sciences, you belongs to any other sciences, you are looking for mixed method, qualitative and mixed method, and data analysis, mixed method data analysis, and along with the quantitative text analysis also, Maxqda Plus is sufficient for the social scientists or any level of researchers. Maxqda Analytics Pro, they are offering trial for 14 days. Maxqda Analytics Pro, they are offering trial for 14 days, whereas all these two variants will be offered a trial version of 30 days. Maxqda Analytics Pro is having only one additional feature, which is known as the statistical data analysis. And the qualitative researchers, like if a qualitative researcher need a statistical data analysis, probably Excel or other softwares are easily available. There will be no problem even if you are using mixed method data analysis. So please don't worry. You need to download this variant of Maxqda Plus, and they are offering an trial period of 30 days for all other two variants except Maxqda Analytics Pro. You wanted to see the comparison? Let me show you that only one limitation is that Maxqda Pro is having a statistical analysis, and Maxqda Plus is having all the functions and all the features which is needed for our purposes, which are needed for the purpose of at least this workshop, right? So all the data types are supported by, like if you look at the Analytics Pro and if you compare the Maxqda Plus, they are almost equal except only one feature, which is the statistical data analysis. So I would recommend to use Maxqda Plus, and I'm sure you will get a 30 days trial of Maxqda Plus. Right? You can use transcription method, you can use qualitative data analysis method, you can use mixed method analysis, visualization, teamwork, sharing this project from one end to other PC, from one PC to other PC. Reporting and publishing will be easy. User community, language support, which is nowadays is considered very, very important. User community, so that you can join this community, and this community will help you in developing your some skills and qualitative analysis. This workshop will act as a facilitator, will act a point from where you can start your journey of qualitative analysis. And basics of quantitative text analysis could also be utilized by Maxqda Plus version. However, we don't need more than this. Correct? Is there any doubt about the versions and trial period? Correct. Ranga Swamiji is asking, I have installed Maxqda on 27th June and the license is expiring on 27th July. So what to do for the period of 27th July to 9 August? We have arranged this setting only, so probably you'll have to sacrifice not learning, but you'll not be able to follow us, you'll not be able to practice everything. But I'm sure on 27th you are having a demonstration of Citavi or might be Mendeley using Citavi or using Mendeley for reference management or other ways. And on 9th August, you will be able to activate your key. So don't worry for that. So I just wanted to have a bit understanding about my audience. What do you think about qualitative analysis? What has attracted you more towards qualitative analysis? What has asked you to think about qualitative analysis? What do you know? What do you understand by qualitative analysis? I'm looking to the chat box. It gives a big picture. Yes. Growing relevance of Q&A in research world, analyzing the textual data, new themes, analyzing content beyond numbers. The human aspect is captured. Very important one is what I find human aspect. So somebody will not ask you a question, somebody will not hand over you a questionnaire. So how happy you are or might be how sad you are. you have got a you have got a breakup, and somebody is asking you one because another friend is doing a PhD, and another friend, you wanted to sit down with your friend, you wanted to share your feelings, your sentiments, and your friend has shared a questionnaire with you. How you're feeling today, right? Analyzing holistic nature of data, analyzing non-numerical data. Yes. Second aspect is probably non-numerical aspect. Correct? Closer to reality. Very good. Very impressive. An inquiry into the reasoning behind human behavior, experiencing a particular phenomena, understanding the perception of participants and provide new version. It brings us the yes, closer to reality, useful for case-based research, availability of huge social media data, growing importance of semantic analysis. Probably you are trying to talk about sentiment analytics in narrative and interviews of SLR, emotions. It is sync or none for mixed method, yes. Improving the skill along with the quantitative, text analysis and behavioral aspect, a thick description of human aspect, very good. Sentiment analytics. Social science has a requirement of many times give a good, rich results. It's the basic of all research, analyzing text. So you know quite a good number of things about your research, about the topic, about the discussion which we are talking about. Ability to analyze text, video, audio at the same time. Yes, that's very true. So if you have joined this workshop because you find qualitative analysis is better than quantitative analysis, and probably you need not to learn any statistical procedure, probably you are at wrong place. Right? Your choice is wrong. Qualitative analysis, this is what is my experience, because I have been doing for the beginning of my career, I have been doing quantitative analysis for about 10 years, long period. After 10 years, I have started making a shift towards qualitative analysis, believing qualitative analysis will be easier in comparison to the statistical analysis. And believe me, trust me, it is not. Qualitative analysis is sometimes makes your life hell. Because what is the reason? Why I am saying qualitative analysis is not as good as you perceive it. One, it needs your full attention. Sorry for a spelling mistake. It needs your understanding of concepts, theories, models, phenomena. Again, sorry for a spelling mistake, but I'm habitual of doing the spelling mistakes while I type, right? So you need a good understanding of that. The whole text. So looking at a questionnaire is easier. You need to convert that questionnaire from the hard copy or maybe from soft copy to Excel or SPSS or any other software. And believe me, that's more easy to analyze. But when you start, I'm agree with you. I'm with you on the point. The sample size is very less, correct? But reading 10 transcripts, point by point, line by line, you must have understanding of everything the sample, what the sample element has tried to communicate with you. Correct? So you need a very good, very sound understanding of even what has not said. You need to have very good understanding of this point. What has not said, what has not been said. What has not been said. Where is sarcasm? What is hidden in the line? What is hidden between the line? What is not tried to convey? Right? There are multiple things which you need to understand. Being a researcher, being a qualitative researcher, you need to be very, very careful. I believe many of you will ask this question. Many of you will ask this question, sir, is there any software which can help me in transcribing from audio files or from video files to the text? Yes, there are many. but probably when we look at our pronunciations, when we look at our pronunciations, even these software sometimes makes mistake of converting from audio to text from the native English speakers. We are not at all native. We are South Asian. We have everything is a different way. If you try to, I'm not criticizing this approach, but probably when you talk in English from with a South Indian, you'll find is somewhere. When you use English with a Punjabi fellow, with a Punjabi friend, you'll find there is a different pronunciation. Sometimes even software confuses what is happening here. So you need to be very good in terms of what is said and what is not said. Yes, somebody has started saying you need to have good writing skills. Yes, you need to have very good writing skills, but then you need to have very good typing skills also, error-free typing skill also. And that is why most of the qualitative researchers initially, not now, nowadays mobiles are facilitating us in that way, on that front. But nowadays, in earlier days, about 10 years before, or maybe the 15 years before, the qualitative researchers are habitual to carry their tape recorder. If they get a sample, they'll record something, right? Mr. Kannan is asking, interfacing with the Excel and SPSS, bringing together in qualitative and quantitative. Yes, Maxqda is very much helpful if you wanted to bridge a gap between, because most of the software throughout the world basically is of qualitative analysis nature, does follow only one approach. Maxqda, I find, is the only one software which is having this mixed method as a separate section, quantitative analysis as a separate section, which is, you cannot take this liberty from other softwares. Yes, Meghna Patilji, reading between the lines. You cannot live without reading between the lines. You cannot live without reading between the lines, and that is for sure. So let me make it on very clear note. Today's target of the discussion today, because this is the first day of the workshop, because you will be facing maximum problem during the workshop, not on the first day. So that is why we have decided to have the demonstration of Maxqda on the very first day, so that whatever problems you are facing throughout the workshop, you will be able to capture that, you will be able to ask. So today we'll start, today we'll start from interface, how the interface of Maxqda works. Then we'll talk about basic operations with the Maxqda. Correct? And third aspect, we will see a bit advanced than the basic. So basic plus operations of Maxqda, right? I know all of you belongs to the diverse subject range. I know all of you belongs to the different disciplines and faculty of different subjects, right? And I also know all of you does have different objectives of this analysis, objectives of qualitative analysis, right? So that is why I will take more time on which type of data could be incorporated. What are the essential things which you need to operate before Maxqda? What are the essential things which you need to use before looking towards the software, so that when we meet next weekend, probably you will be able to understand what need to be done in the before, right? Is there any question up to this point, or else I'll start my presentation on Maxqda? Or you can use chat box for saying no, so that I can proceed further. Yeah. So let me start first from the website of Maxqda, because we need to understand what are the content, what are the material which are available for us. The moment you open the website of Maxqda, the first picture, it shows the two platform and one experience. So you might be using Windows, or you might be using Mac operating system, or you might be using a laptop from Apple, you'll get the same interface. So you need not to worry like my operating system is a different, which is a problem with other software. If you are new to the Maxqda, simply click on register here. And you will be able to join a research network of Maxqda. So when I click on register here, right, which type of, like, what are the benefits of getting member of this research network? So what is the news, right? What is the network? Somebody will share their papers, somebody will share their ideas and exclusive resources for presenting Maxqda. Teaching guidelines if you are trying to teach. Research examples which are very specific if you are part of this community, and maybe handouts also. So you need to click a sign up on Maxqda Research Network by filling up this form, and you will be part of this research network. And there are multiple. This community is having more than 5,000 researchers of qualitative nature. When everyone shares their ideas, you won't be able to understand how helpful this research community, research network is. Then there are several free course licenses. So from if the next semester, if you are looking for your students, you are trying to teach your students from about with the perspective of Maxqda, you can apply for course licenses also. Along with you, your students will also get an access for about a semester. But the challenge is, the limitation is, your students will be able to complete the project, will be able to learn the project, but probably they will not be able to write a final dissertation or thesis of a paper which is excluded. They will be able to get method, courses, full access, full software they can get, which is the primary benefit which I found. And why I'm sharing this, you might be thinking why Shar is asking, like I'm sharing about these conditions, probably stating a course syllabus or stating some other ways. You can ask for these you can ask for this access of the software, and you can teach this to your classes. Simply write your full details and everything, and they'll contact you apart from the syllabus and give you a license along with the license for the students also. So your students will be able to enjoy that license. But this is a limitation. They won't be able to submit their final dissertation based on Maxqda, because otherwise Maxqda is not part of that. And this one is, I love this resource. Case studies illustrating how Maxqda is used in practice, which is not available to any software throughout the world, how this software should be used, right? Now let us move to this tab. This book is available completely in free. Download PDF, which is free, or you wanted to buy a paperback, you need to go visit Amazon. Otherwise, this book is completely free. I'm having my screen is visible.
Visible, sir.
Yeah. Yes, you can download these resources without even using softwares. So you wanted to perform analysis after this workshop and you find something is missing. Probably recordings are not able to help you. This book is completely free. Which test, which tool of qualitative analysis you wanted to apply. So you wanted to use Maxqda for ethnographic research. You don't need Dr. Raul next time. You wanted to use Maxqda for qualitative content analysis, visual tools, and they are the real exposure. They are the real papers, which will help you in understanding how they have done it and how to write reports of these tools. Using Maxqda from literature review to analyzing coded data for systematic process of process in students' research. You wanted to analyze focus group. You wanted to analyze documents, discourse of analysis, everything, summary features, bibliographic documentary analysis. This book is completely free, and they are having teamwork, export and export is given in chapter 10. Import is given in this chapter. Codes, memos, what are the different chapters which will help you in understanding that. This is the first part, but probably let us look at one chapter. I'll not show you the whole chapter, but let us look at what is given there. So this is the first chapter, using Maxqda in ethnographic research, an example of coding, analyzing, and writing. right? So you will be using these tools, smart coding tools, creative coding tools, color coding, Memo, code relationship browser, and complex coding query. And what will be the outcome? Along with the practical exposures, first cycle coding, there will be 3 cycle coding. So this is how you need to select the coding. I'll show you how to do these codings. Don't worry for that. You need not to worry for that. Second cycle, and then something will be there which is called as third cycle coding. Ethnographers generally use 3-level coding, or maybe if you're trying to apply a grounded theory, even for grounded theory also you need to apply 3 level of coding. You might be thinking, what is code? This might be a question in your minds. Allow me some moments, I'll definitely come to that. Where to click? Codes and creative coding, and this is how your output will look like. If you are trying to use Memo, this is how a Memo can help you, and this is how the results or reports of Memo using the code relationship browser will be. You will be able to report that this size probably chauffeurs is the largest size in car rapid, or maybe when you talk about taxi, there is nothing which is of larger size, but rapid is having some features which are not probably part of other cars. And this is how you can use codings, grounded theories, case analysis, and the complete chapter how to perform ethnography is available here. That's very easy. This source is completely free. This is their recent version. However, there are several other sources, several other contents also, which are available completely in free. Right? So you can see these codes, and you are having a free product which is Maxqda reader, like PDF reader. You might be using Adobe PDF reader. You might be using these not Acrobat, what is Foxit Phantom reader. You might be using different softwares, but probably Maxqda is offering a PDF reader, which is very much helpful if you are preparing your raw data, or if you are writing, if you are doing a qualitative research based on research papers. So you need a Maxqda reader over there. For licenses, I'll come a bit later. Learning opportunities. So getting started, online manual and video tutorial. These are the 3 resources where you'll get all the resources in free. Webinar and workshop. If you click on this, or maybe who are the trainers on this, you'll get these lists on the website. What is the literature related? So trainers and all are not relevant right now, but probably literature will help you. So this is the page. Workshop and webinar. What are their workshops and webinar coming in future? You can see this. Our workshop is also indexed here. And when you click on information, they'll redirect you to the different websites, to the website where the actual brochure is available to of this workshop. So whatever, there are some free webinars. It is not about only about, you can see this, free. So there are several free webinars, but they might be in a different language. So probably if you look at the calendar of July, you will get about 7-8 workshops. Yes, in fact, more than that. There are a good number of workshops every month. So you'll get a list of the workshops, you'll get the list of the events and what are the other events which are free, what are the other events which are giving you that opportunity. You can explore that here. Then when we talk about the literature, apart from books, analyzing qualitative analysis with Maxqda, there are some free sources. Qualitative text analysis, there are some free sources, but they are also having paid one. So these are the paid one. You can purchase these books from their website, but these are the free sources. Maxqda getting started, which I'll be using in today's session. Maxqda 2020 manual is a free source. You can download this free source online and then you can use it for your purposes. Qualitative analysis, and then the very impressive thing, multiple research papers. I have seen many of the researchers, many of the scholars are roaming here and there, and they are asking, sir, can you please send us some of the papers which are related to this tool? I'm not criticizing them, because actually they did not find any source where all the cumulative papers are available. And these are the papers which are actually tested by Maxqda team itself. So they are quite reliable. And there are very recent paper from 2020, published in 2020. Right? So they update this by quarterly or sometimes 6 monthly or semester wise, and you'll get good sources. from between 2010 to 2019, and they are the very good papers which they are showing here. That could be another very impressive help, very impressive support by the team Maxqda, so that you being a researcher need not to roam here and there, and every support you'll get here. And then they have their different type of community research network. This one is very impressive. If you are a new scholar, you need to understand this. And they are having their own blog also. I'm not looking at blog. You can click at the blog. Yes. Every year they organize an online max days free of charge. Conference is paid, but their workshop on Maxqda is free. Every year they organize a workshop, which is all the papers, all the researchers which are using Maxqda for their research purposes, they used to get a chance of free webinar and free research workshops. And some of the papers which you are trying to present in this conference, you might get an opportunity to present it free based on your choice. This is important for young scholars, but this is more important for young scholars. Maxqda Research Grant. So if you are a PhD student, this is a very good opportunity for you. The $1,600 US you can get for funding of your research purposes. A one-time $850 US scholarship will be received by one candidate. Apart from this scholarship, 850 scholarship, they will get the license for 24 months, which is costing $110. They'll get an opportunity to participate in an international conference, which is costing about $350. They'll get the whole training of the software, which is completely free by the team Maxqda. All the support, technical support from Maxqda team, and exposure and publicity. Eligibility criteria. So this year, the last date is September 29th, 2021. We have sufficient time for that. Okay, probably no previous submission have closed. Applicant have submitted after 26, 2021 will not be accepted. This year, what is that? The online application fieldwork. Okay, this is about project work, project assignment, which you can probably next year you can wait for this, and you'll get a good handsome amount of a scholarship that will add to your profile, and of software which is of free. Repayment need not to be done. Everything is available. The complete qualitative analysis support from the expert team. Maxqda photo contest is for the young scholars, those who have just entered, but probably you will also get a license key for 1 year. Gift certificate for $50. So these are the different team. These are the different important elements from the team Maxqda. I believe you might be able to, the software team might be able to attract you towards their different schemes and other ones. But if you are a young scholar, if you have not submitted your PhD thesis, I would suggest everyone to use this. Now let us come to, or maybe licensing part will come later. Right. Is there any doubt or any question up to this point? We can discuss that. Where do I see this info? Just as I was seeing on the website. This one, research network, research grants, correct? Screen is, my screen is not visible anywhere.
No visible.
Yeah. Yes, you can do qualitative analysis without any software, but that will take a lot of time. How it is used in literature review, Savita ji will definitely come to your question, but that will be probably 4th or 5th session of this 1 month course. Can you please show the link of that free book? Just visit this, where is that? Learning, webinars and workshop and literature. or maybe you can talk about not support, community, right? So these are the 2-3 important links of this software. Now let us start our journey from qualitative and mixed method analysis for Maxqda by using Maxqda.
So can I just make one announcement, please?
Yes, ma'am, please.
There are few participants who have not registered with their names, who have not entered with their names. I would request you to please join with your names with which you have registered. Kindly do that at the earliest, please. Otherwise, I will have to put you in the waiting room. Thank you.
Right. Ranga Swamiji and Chitranjan ji is having the same question. How does it compare with Nvivo and Atlas TI? How it differ from the other software? See, you cannot compare Excel and SPSS. The ultimate objective of SPSS is meant for research, but ultimate objective of Excel is meant for the purpose of data keeping or data recording. Any advantage over Nvivo and Atlas TI? Savita ji, probably you will be able to understand this while we will be doing this analysis, or maybe after a month. However, there are multiple things, but probably criticizing is not our idea. So I would request, please wait for next about 1 hour, and probably then you will be able to understand what is required for what is this difference between Maxqda and Nvivo or maybe other software. So there are different tools, there are different opportunities by Maxqda. Like this one is showing says 7 reasons why Maxqda. This is a link of blog. Probably everyone could see that how Maxqda helps you in organizing, analyzing, and presenting your data. Probably Maxqda accepts. Maxqda accepts all the type of data: PDF, text file, document file, transcripts. You might have converted your interview transcripts into a Word file, into an Excel file, table, image, audio, video, tweets, surveys, focus group discussion, websites, whatever type of content it is. Just few minutes before, somebody was talking about Maxqda web collector. Is it a software? No, that's a very small part of the software. Many of the softwares are facing this problem, many of the qualitative analysis, because nowadays we are fond of data from internet websites, from blogs, from Twitter. However, Twitter and other acquiring data from Twitter and other popular websites, this facility is inbuilt within the software, which is Maxqda. But if you wanted to collect the data from website, maybe you wanted to collect reviews from Amazon or reviews from Flipkart, Maxqda web collector will help you in collecting data from the different and diverse websites. And then categorizing, summarizing, retrieving, visualizing, identifying the relationship which is connected with what, everything could help. And then finally, exporting, visualizing, automated reports, data which could be a secondary analysis, transparency of research findings, everything is supported by. Deepika ji, allow me next 15 minutes only, don't worry. So probably if you are not using Maxqda, your situation while doing for content analysis, thematic analysis, your situation will be like this. But if you are using Maxqda, categorizing and communicating with your data will be easier part. Let us start with the screen of Maxqda looks like this, but probably we'll start from this point itself. How to organize the data with Maxqda is the first question. We'll start this. The first moment you click on Maxqda screen, this screen will appear. Now you can divide this screen in 2-3 different windows. Window 1, this RPS is very important here because RPS is doing something, or maybe Sohail is doing something, or maybe Aditya is doing something This will be recorded in Maxqda. So the username is very important. Then if you're trying to create a new project or an open project or any open example from the same from the platform of Maxqda, this is very similar to Microsoft Word or any other MS project. Recently open project, again very similar to panel 2, again very similar to Microsoft Word or other MS based Microsoft based software. This is important, getting started. The things to be taken care before you start data analysis. An online manual. If you click on online manual, this will redirect you to a web page. This web page is having all the information. If you think why this icon is used or why this icon is not used, if you think somebody, if you think someone need to be look at, so this is a manual of Maxqda, everything, workspace, code, coding, memos, what to click, where to click, and everything using with the icons and everything is available on this link. So probably this panel is very helpful. Video tutorial, if you have stuck somewhere, if you click on this, what are the new features in this software, transcribing audio and video, teamwork of data management, how to code your data, everything video code, they are also easily available. And then Maxqda research blogs, para 6 example, join the research community, every support is available here also. So what I'll do, I will click on open examples first. In English language, this life satisfaction example is easily available, or maybe work-life balance is easily available. Work-life balance or life satisfaction. Okay, I'll do a new project. So the name of new project is probably Go to Scholar Day 1. Okay, somebody has sent this. Rajat ji has sent this free book in your chat box. You can download it from here also. So this is a window, this is a panel which opens. In comparison to all other softwares, all other software does have 3 panels, whereas Maxqda does have 4 panels. So panel 1 is a menu bar. Panel 2 is a document related window. Panel 3 is a code related window. Panel 4 is document viewer or any other. And panel 5 is about coded segments. What has been coded as what, right? This is a major chunk. This is a major panel. These are the major windows. Now you might be thinking, what are they used for? Just drag your 3 fingers on your mobile screen and click a screenshot here. Then we'll move further from this point. Don't have a panel 5. Okay. Just go to click on home and see these different panels. These panels could be arranged in a different manner. This way. So now your panel 5 is at the right. So probably how you wanted to how you find it convenient. You find codes or file system need to be see at left, and coded panel need to be see at right, left, or maybe they need to be shifted at right. You might to see this way, or you might to see this way. How you find it convenient, or you might to close once. So say for example, document viewer, and this retrieve segment is hindering your coding. So you can remove this. You can remove coded segment. You can remove document browser, and you can remove everything. Probably just click on document system, click on coding system, click on retrieve system, and you will be able to see all of them altogether, or probably retrieve system generally people remove from this window, remove from this place, because they find this is usable when your data is being coded. I have just installed, don't know how to open it. Simply double click on this, Supriti. Should I just click Pro Trial plus Trial, not Pro? Because Pro Trial will be available for 14 days. Whereas we don't need the features of Pro. So don't worry. Are we up to this point? Everyone is able to see this window? Say yes or no something to the chat box, that will help me in understanding. I don't have a plus trial. Not sure, probably. Towards the end, we'll solve your problem. Okay. Everything has got 2-3 ways or multiple ways while you are using Maxqda. Right? So say you wanted to import some data file. What is the first type of data you wanted to import? Yes. Oshani ji, please switch off your camera. That will help everyone. PDF file. Good. Word or Excel format. So how you transcribe your interviews first? You wanted to see this link. I will paste this link to your chat box. Somebody has asked. In Word format, we transcribe our interview. Okay, let me show you something. I also did the same. Transcripts. So I have mentioned there. I have like mentioned them in a sequence by this. Windows Explorer is visible to everyone. The names of files.
Visible.
So this I have coded them. 01 Sony Rajput, 02 Akash Gupta, 03 and this and that. What I did. This was a research paper. This was a research project which is related to spirituality. And we have almost same question, almost similar, or maybe you can say that you can call it a structured interview. Your response to the first question could be anything, but our next question will not change, right? So we have started with this. Which 5 words do you recall first when somebody asks you to explain spirituality? These are the 5 words this person was able to recall. How would you define spirituality? So we are having about 20 questions on that way, and whatever responses we have received, we have recorded those responses. My screen is visible or not visible? Hello? Okay. Thank you, everyone. So we have recorded these interviews simply, and that's it. You can see there are several other records. There are several other interviews, right? And now I wanted to import these files to the Maxqda software. You can see on the top left corner, I am having this document explorer, and here I am having an option which is named as import. And import is what? Transcripts. These are not focus group transcripts. These are simply transcripts. Transcript. From transcript with timestamp? No. Transcript without timestamp? Again, no. There are multiple software. There are multiple ways of utilizing incorporating those transcripts. However, I did not choose to convert my document in terms of a transcript. That is why I will import this in terms of text or PDF table. Text or PDF table. I'm clicking here. I'll select all the text file, all the Word file. You need not to convert these Word files into the text file. Simply select all these nine files of spirituality. Click on open, and everything is selected here. And you can see Sony Rajput 09 Sonal Kapoor. No, when you double click on Sony Rajput, transcript for Soumya's interview. This. Now you can read this like a Word file. If you click on Akash Gupta, if you click on other persons' interviews transcripts, everything is available like a simple Word file. And you will be very surprised. Say, for example, this file of Harushi Gosai, I'll click here. You want to edit this file. All the features which are available in Microsoft Word, their font size, their like this file will be completely editable, right? You can make this, simply select this text and you can make this bold. And this is what I have stated in the beginning. You need to be very, very careful while converting this into the transcript file, right? I'll close everything here. Right. Okay, there are a good number of questions. Savitaji, I'll tell you another way of importing Word file. Don't worry. How to get similar results? I did not get any results. Not audible. Raniji, please check at your end. Import files to get Word file. Yes. Sir, can you please explore the options in transcription tab? You are asking me this transcription and transcript with timestamp. Probably you need a different file format. These transcripts, these files are not with the timestamp. We'll discuss this transcription of also, don't worry for that. But we are not having transcript file, we are simply having interview files. Yes, Shwetaji, PDF files could also be. So this is probably first document set, and I will rename this group. You wanted to create a new text document, or you wanted to create a new document group, or you wanted to rename this group. Every facility, all these facilities are available here. Correct? So now I wanted to import a new document group, and what this new document group will be called, say for example, transcripts. Transcripts. And I can incorporate these all 6 files. And I can drag and drop into this folder. Now you can see under documents, transcript is one folder, and under that all other files are available. I will make another folder where I will incorporate some PDF files. Not this one. This will be part of them. Under documents, research papers, right? This time I'll use another method of importing file. So earlier I was in transcript mode. So say for example, I have got several research papers which I'm trying to analyze. So these 3 papers analyzing, this one is a book, not a paper. Corporate social responsibility. Yes. So I want to import these 3 papers for the further analysis. I'll simply drag and drop on research papers folder, and analysis of high school English curriculum matrix. This file is in PDF. Okay, is a larger file. This one, and you can see these 3 files has been imported as a PDF file. Right? You wanted to incorporate some other type of details. Say, for example, you wanted to have some images. Correct? Allow me a moment. Okay, there are good questions. Sir, can you please explore the option in no, but still we need transcribe manually. No, you are not transcribing it. PDF files can also be imported in a similar manner. Yes, 100%. Please tell how to take this Word file. Did not understand. I'll do it again. What is transcription file? Transcription file is actually interview waste file, which is having timestamp also. Most of the transcription file does have a timestamp. And we'll discuss this when we'll be doing this with the audio files or video files. From audio to video interviews or type on paper, audio to video interviews. I didn't get this question, Sangeeta ji. Probably you'll have to repost your question. Can we do it along with you? Yes, you can. While starting with Maxqda, then in that case, if you want to do it with me, I'll just make these files ambiguous and we'll send you in next 2 minutes. Because these files, though I have renamed these files, but these files are having the name of actual respondent, right? So this will take not more than 2 minutes. Allow me only 2 minutes, and I'll send you this transcription file for you. Suprati ji, I'm not able to not able to do anything. I don't know if it is if I have downloaded the right software. Suprati ji, can you please share your screen? That will help me in understanding whether you have downloaded the right software or not. Sharanyam, can you please allow her to share the screen?
Yes. Can you please tell me the name of the participant? I just missed out.
Supriti, SUP Start Maxqda Analytics Pro trial. So you have downloaded the Pro one. You need to download Maxqda Analytics Plus.
So for which participant? Tell me please.
Who is sharing this? Supriti ji is sharing the screen. The same participant is sharing the screen. She has downloaded Maxqda Analytics Pro. She need to download Maxqda Analytics Plus, and then this will show you. 30 days trial. Otherwise, once you have activated the 14 days trial, this will be activated for 14 days, and this won't work after 14 days. So you need to uninstall it, and then you need to reinstall it. Okay. Please stop sharing your screen. Yes. Surbhi ji, while starting Maxqda 14 days, yeah, this is the same problem. Deepika ji, that will be helpful. It was an answer of the previous question. I didn't get this. Is there any limit of maximum number of research papers we can upload to a quantitative analysis? There is no limit. There is no such limit of maximum number of papers, right? So you need not to worry for that. You can use any amount of papers for qualitative analysis. If it is SLR based or if it is a different type, if the requirement is similar on that. Otherwise, if you're not analyzing, you can even analyze these newspaper articles. You can download those newspaper articles from Maxqda is a popular website which is nowadays is allowing you downloading newspaper articles in terms of Manpreet ji, I got Pro 2 and it is active for 30 days. Will it do? Yes, this will definitely do. Pro is advanced than Plus. There is no doubt in that. Okay. Any other doubt which is related to the software? Shalini ma'am, if I send you these Word files on WhatsApp, or should I send you these Word files on WhatsApp or email?
Anything, sir. Anything.
What will be
Whatever
the
is convenient.
what should be the fastest mode of communication?
Sir, I think mail probably.
Okay, just allow me 30 more seconds, and then you'll be able to forward it to everyone.
Sure.
And then they will be able to follow me. Done. Meghna Patilji is also have downloaded Pro. Do we have to download Maxqda Plus? If your Pro has been activated, do not uninstall it. If it is activated, if it has not been activated, then do not do that. Right? And price and everything we will discuss towards the end of the today's session, so don't worry for that. Can we download Maxqda Pro? If you are ready to work for 15 days, then yes. Done. So Priti ji, can I share the screen again? Yes, please, if you are facing this problem. Yes, many of you might be getting a message of 30 days or 14 days. This might be because of your IP address sometimes. I'm not allowed now. Shalini, please help Supriti ji.
I think I haven't withdrawn the rights. You should be able to share. Ma'am, you'll be able to share. I haven't withdrawn the rights. You're still a co-host. Just try once.
I've also, in the meantime, I've also shared all these transcript files on the WhatsApp group too. And sample images, which I'll be demonstrating you, are have been sent to the WhatsApp group. And I believe sending videos will take more time. My God, videos are very long. So if you are having any video along with you, maybe a song, you can do that along with me. Is not allowing me. So Pratiji, then yes, now it has started. Please note, Maxqda license are not deactivated when uninstalling this program for this computer. Maxqda has activated with a serial number. Please deactivate your license. Cancel the uninstallation process. Yes, you should cancel the process, and then look at how to deactivate this. I have not tried this. Just type on YouTube, probably deactivating a Maxqda license. That will help you. Yes, please stop sharing your screen and so I've shared everything on your WhatsApp groups, and probably Shalini ma'am might have forwarded you one of the email also.
Yeah, I've done that.
So now how to import video codecs or how to import images? Just simply re-click on documents, create a new group, and this time I'm trying to import images, right? I'll go to a folder where the images have been stored, sample images. and I was doing a research on the vehicle comfort and their family size, whether family size affect the size of the vehicle or some other thing or affect the size of the vehicle. So I'm trying to import these images on Maxqda portal. This one. I'll have to drag them on images. Now you can see my all the images are visible. After double clicking, Harrier is visible here, Isuzu is visible, Jeep, all these images are visible here too. I'll open another folder which will be named as video. Not this one. Click on documents again and click on videos. And I'll go to the any song, any videos you have with your system, you can do that. So I'm importing a video which is related to spirituality and dragging it. We want to import a transcript associated. If I'll click on yes, this will ask me a location of transcript, whereas this is not the correct thing. This is not the actual thing. So I'll simply click on no. And you can see your video has been imported here. And now you can play your videos. Right now, I'm not handling with the video analytics. I'm simply closing it. Now there is very impressive thing. There is a good thing in Maxqda. What should I do? Supriti ji, probably some other technical person who can help Supriti ji. Please volunteer yourself and make it a good community source. What are the zeros against this documents? I'll come to that. Not able to do it. Can I share the screen where I can be guided? Yes, you are allowed to share your screen, but what is the problem? What is the challenge, Deepika ji? Video work. I'm not doing anything which is very special. The method which I'm following for importing a video, you can follow for importing a document. That's very simply dragging and dropping I'm doing. This is the Maxqda window which is open at my computer screen, and there is another folder which is open here, right? I'm simply dragging and dropping. So probably spiritual tourism. I will drag and drop to this video folder itself, and this will ask me a transcript address. I'll say no. And you can see now my video folder is having 2 videos on that, right? Importing all docs and images, simply dragging and dropping. There is nothing specific. Not able to import the pictures, the dragging and dropping. In that case, you can click here text, PDF and table. Anything could be imported here also. Just click, say for example, images, right? Click on these. Now you are allowed to import the files, which is document, docx, RTF, rich text format, HTML, PDF file, Excel file, and all other files, right? But when you click on images here, and apart from transcript, I'll go to the sample images too. I'll select all the images and click on OK, and all these images have been incorporated 2 times here, right? Click on audio, click on video. You can use this from here also. If you are having right, correct. Everyone is able to incorporate the data. After import, unable to change in the file. Okay. So you are looking for editing function, correct? Editing function is possible only for the transcripts or only for the Word files. Say for example, Sony Rajput. You want to edit this? Look at here. This will enable your editing open, correct? But if you are having good, well-settled type, well-typed, error-free type manuscript, do not open this activity. Sometimes by mistake you type something and this will create problems for you. Okay. Not able to import. Yes. Yes, but unable. Yeah. Thank you. So we have imported video file. Audio file will be very similar to the video file, exactly similar to the video file. We have imported images, we have imported research papers, we have imported transcripts. However, we have not imported what to do. I've already shared this Excel file with you. What to do if you are having data in an Excel sheet. You have shared a questionnaire, an interview sheet to the respondent, and respondent might have filled their name of the company, location of head office. Is your business still open? If yes, was there any specific reason? And there are several long questions too. Do you wish for any kind of financial aid from the government or policymakers to overcome this? Do you think this will be a virtual session? What is your views about this domestic tourism in short run? Everything is done here. Correct? This is an Excel sheet which is having, can you please show again import function? Meghna Patilji. The first time you have opened this window, and when first time you open this window, this will be a home. There will be a home panel. Then you need to click on import. There are multiple functions. There are multiple ways: text data, transcript data, focus group data, image, audio, video, survey data, Twitter data, YouTube data, web collector, structured, reference management, Excel spreadsheet. Any type of data could be imported to Maxqda qualitative analysis software. And then where I was with this Excel sheet. So you have these open queries with you. You have these type of open-ended questions with you. Now, how to incorporate these open-ended questions into the software? Correct? And that's a major challenge with all of us. I'll close this file, and I will simply again drag and drop this file to the document section. Right? This will ask me, would you like to import Excel spreadsheet as the survey data? This is a survey data. Click on yes. Now, when you click on yes, this will post a question. This will post a separate dialog window, which is not available, which cannot be seen in other cases. Right? So, was it a document group? Create a new document group by name. So, you want to have the separate names with the files. So, yes, you can click on you want to have the separate files by name. Okay. In that case, name will not be, you will not be able to find name as a code. You'll not be able to find name as a variable. So the name of the document will be name again. Name of the company is a variable. Name of the head office is a variable. Or maybe now present scenario, I'm treating everything as a variable. But later on the when we are on advanced stage, I'll treat these variables as a code also. And I'll tell you when I'm doing this. Right? So you want to code empty cell? Yes, right now. Present situation, but not always. You can deselect this. Documents are documents that exit in project before import. Same documents name in the document group. Import these files. Ignore for import. If you find that file with the same name is available, do not import, or add text to the existing document. Simply click on import. Click on OK. So this will ask you name of the company is a new variable, which is a text. Via travel is a variable. Location of the head office new is a text variable, and the text is Mumbai. Simply click on import. Ignore document 0. Close. Sorry. So now you can see Anil Rawat. Or these Manisha Ranjan. Did I made any mistake here? I think. So I will again start importing this, and let us see where I made the mistake. Create the document group. The name of the document file is name. Okay, document group need not to be changed. Name is a variable, or you can say name as a code also. This will be 100% your choice, and simply click on OK and import. Imported text 8, imported code 0, imported variable 16, and ignore document 0. Close. Now you'll be able to see their files. Anil Rajavat, I'll come to know. We'll see Fatima, all the files are there, and their text will also be available just after a few minutes. Or say, for example, you have decided to not use this Excel sheet as a focus group discussion or as a survey data analysis. Simply when you are importing this, right click on documents, do not click on yes, click on no. And you will be able to see a different kind of data format, which is probably available only to the Maxqda. This data format is not available to any other software of qualitative analysis. The same Excel file as it is, you will be able to see here, right? Many of you might be thinking we are taking longer time in importing data, but probably all of us need to understand every one of us does have a different kind of a data. And if we know how to import your data safe, probably the whole analysis could be done easily. Now you might be thinking, now you might be asked, where is that? Like close date, home, and document browser. Correct. Right. Now you might be thinking to import data from YouTube or Twitter or other sources. We'll talk about them later. But let us introduce a smaller part of themes and contents and all other ways that will help us. So we have just looked at Maxqda interface, how this interface look like, your data, your codes, document browser, document viewer, and retrieval of those segments. What is this retrieval of the segment? So when you start writing codes, you need to understand, you need to look at what is that code is hidden, or what was that code is having different segment, was that code is having different meaning for different person. So probably when I work with maybe my friend Rutraj, and I find him, I ask him, like, this is the first level coding which is done by me, second level coding will be done by you. So he will verify those codes, whether those codes are correct or those codes are incorrect or those codes are needed when and where, right? Identifying the better codes, I'll help you there, don't worry. These windows will be called as, these strips will be called as coding strips. Memos, which are associated with the file. Code frequencies, what are their frequencies? Somebody was asking this question. These are the different types of visualization and results which could be offered with the help of Maxqda. But let me help you in understanding this interface in overall. Somebody was asking about these zero. And after a few minutes, you will also be asking about these zero also. Correct? What these zero means. What are the different meanings of these zero and everything. Correct? What are the different codes which this file is having, which this folder is having? Even you can find these files are having zero codes. And how many code this, how many times this code has been referred? Many of you might be thinking, what is this code? Since the beginning, since the morning, or since the beginning of the session, we have started coding. The qualitative analysis is completely based on codes. I'm not sure, but how many of you have seen CID or Crime Patrol? If I would say, if I would say there are two basic styles of coding, there are two basic styles, there are two basic approaches of research. One is inductive approach, and second one is deductive approach. How many of you are able to recall this inductive and deductive approaches of research? Yes. Can you help me in understanding which type of coding approach is being utilized by CID or crime patrol? And probably after today's session, I'm 110% sure you will not be having any problem while giving an example of inductive and deductive. Right? CID uses a deductive approach, whereas crime patrol uses an inductive approach. When crime happens in crime patrol, or Anup Soni or some other features there, right? They start with the discussion. I'm sorry with the foreign participants. These are the daily episodes. These are the crime thrillers episodes. CID is a police investigation division. Crime patrol is also police investigation division. Probably this is very similar if you are looking at Discovery's ID investigation division channel. There are many serials which are using the inductive or deductive approach. So you know, in case of CID, you know who is the crime, who is the criminal, who has done the crime. You know why this has done the crime, but probably you are collecting the evidences together, right? This is called as deductive approach. But when a crime happens in crime patrol, nobody knows nothing. Suddenly a day into a jungle, they found a body. Even the body is not been identified whose body it is. And yes, nobody is able to identify whose body is this. Probably 2-3 days they take in identifying whose body it is. Right. So when you know, while you are doing research, say for example, you are doing research on customer satisfaction. Now, can you help me? What are the important elements in customer satisfaction? Or maybe employee satisfaction is more easier for that. Can you help me in understanding what could be the major elements? What are the important elements of employee satisfaction? Work-life balance, very good. WLB, pay, nature of job, quality of workplace, very good. Ambience, self-realization, supervision, career growth. Now, stay. Now, I'm having these important elements to understand an employee's satisfaction. I have been given transcripts of employee satisfaction, whether employees who are working under my organization, are they satisfied or not? On which basis those should be coded? Maybe work-life balance, pays, career growth, career progression, security, safety, number of variables you have talked about. Which type of approach, which this will be called as? Deductive one. Very good, Deepika. Deductive one. This approach will be called as deductive one because you know everything. You're just trying to assimilate those approaches with the deductive approach. Correct? And you have suddenly you have handed over me some transcripts that these are the interviews with the exit employees, those who were exiting this organization. We have conducted these interviews. I am trying to identify their concerns, why they have left this organization. And you don't have any clue on which themes, on which code you will have to look at, which type of approach it is. Inductive. Correct. Correct. I'm sure after today's session, you will never have a confusion on inductive and deductive. At least I'm not sure how many of you are agreeing with me. Yes. Just say yes or no. Will there be any confusion on inductive and deductive? Somebody is saying yes, they will be having confusion. Deepika ji will be having a confusion, right? Correct. Okay, done. Correct. So now I have imported all the data to the software. Now we need to understand what is code. When I asked initially what is code, somebody has typed to the same chat box. They have seen the codes in hospital. Blue is for some type of way somebody has typed the similar content to the chat box. Now I will start from the transcript, not from the other one. Sony Rajput's transcript. This is about spirituality. The first question is, the 5 words do you able to recall first time we talk about spirituality? Equanimity, peace, compassion, nature, and anonymity. Can you give one word to these 5 elements? Please tell us how to get the same screen. Nothing. I simply clicked on this transcript folder, this side arrow, and simply double clicked on Sony Rajput. That's it. Yes, Kananji, I'm with you on this front. You're not getting transcript. Simply double click on Sony Rajput and you'll get it. Right. Where to get Sony Rajput? I've already sent some data in your email or maybe in your chat box on this. Where to get Sony Rajput? So you can import that data, that Word file from WhatsApp or maybe from email to the software. Yes, there are some very good community members. They are very responsible community members like Aritra Haldarji, and there are a few others. They are helping others in that. Right. So can you help me in giving these all 5 elements as one name? Or probably how would you define spirituality? Let me read this text. This is something that many people have asked me into the past as well. So now I have coined a small statement which defines spirituality I believe in. Now you'll be able to see, you'll be able to understand this much text is waste, right? Because this is the problem with the transcript. Now, how would you define spirituality is a completely different way of looking at it. So many of questions, so now you can select editing and delete it. Close the editing. Connecting to myself first, within then connecting with these world in spirituality for me. So maybe you find connection is important. Select this text and click on this new code. Code with a new code. And you can rename it. So you find connection is important for them. Okay, you can give a specific color to your code. Okay, connection. You can see the another string. Now this whole paragraph, I'm not reading this. This whole paragraph is about escapism. Or escape simply. For spirituality, escape is important sometimes. Or maybe you can have a different color also. You can have, after double clicking on this, you can have some comments also. Maybe you can have code within the code. Escapism. And now I have clicked on this one. Code in Nvivo. Actually, it is not Nvivo. I call it code in vivo. Code in vivo. So you can have code within the codes, which is the whole text, which is sometimes is not recommended. So what you need to click for code within the code, simply select the text and click on this. And you can see this one is escapism, or maybe escape from work. Or you want to see, you want to give it a red sign. Okay. Now you can see escape and work is within the escape. I'm again not reading these texts, and probably this one is about well-being. And probably a purple color is suitable one. Okay. This way you can, or now you can see the one who is asked about these questions. Akash Gupta has got 4 codes because this is a file of Akash Gupta which I am editing. The moment you start working on Sony Rajput file, this one is about this one. This one is about, again, escapism. Now this time, this escape of somebody is related to family, not related to work-related pressure. Family, again with the red, right? So you can see escape within the family. In another transcript, you can see escape within the work. So this is how you need to try to decipher your context. Simultaneously, while you are coding, I'm not sure how many of you have observed this code system, this code mechanism. Correct? This first file have coded these many things. Tony Rajput have coded these many things. Escape has been coded for these many times, for these many reasons. You might be thinking why this escape or this escape is different. What is the difference in this escape or this escape? Can somebody help me? I will repeat the coding process, don't worry. I'll do it from the fresh perspective. I'll not use any file which has already been used. So probably I will open a file of Sonal Kapoor. Correct? And say, for example, when I asked her about when I asked Sonal Kapoor, what do you think about spirituality? What are the 5 things which comes in your mind first? Live fully, interact, connect with self, understand and find peace. So this person, Sonal Kapoor, is talking about enjoy in life. When I talk about spirituality, and this enjoy could have a different color. Correct? How would you define spirituality? Mix in the tradition and the enjoy of the fullest. Now she has come on the direct course which I was trying to use. Maybe enjoy with tradition. Correct? So this is how you need to code your file. Or maybe when you find, this is an inductive approach of coding. If you are following a deductive approach of coding, then how to do it? Probably we need to start with another code group, new code. This one is a new code system, or you can start with another code system. The name of code is, say for example, which I was talking about, work-life balance. You can see that here. Another new code. In this code is salary. This one is a deductive approach, which we have already looked at. So now you are reading these transcripts and you find this file is connected to salary. Simply drag and drop to this line and you find salary here. Now you find this particular part is related to work-life balance. Drag and drop here. This particular part is related to salary again. This particular part is related to salary again. Right? This particular part is related to escape again. So there are 2 ways of doing this coding, inductive coding or deductive coding. So if you are not familiar with the what are the codes which you need to look for, this is inductive coding, and you need to explore codes by your own. And if you're looking for deductive coding, then you'll have to read some research papers which are on the similar theme, which are on the similar discussion of the similar research area, and then you can make a list of codes first, and then try to segregate your text in terms of those codes. Correct? Or maybe sometimes you find it is very challenging to understand what are the different codes in this transcript. Correct? Am I correct or not? Sometimes you find what to code or what not to code. What is hidden into this text file? You're not sure. How to look at these codes. What Suresh Sharma is specifically talking about. Bilal Ashgarji, inductive coding is when you are having transcripts or maybe research paper or maybe any other element or maybe any other thing throughout the discussion, but you are not having any idea of codes, what themes would emerge as. What are the themes which would emerge as? And deductive coding is you have the full idea of what the theme you wanted to emerge as. You have started, you have made a list, a code first, and then you are reading and segregating this text under the codes. Yes, many transcripts would come under the two codes. Don't worry. Yes, there could be large number of codes. Right? So this is sometimes you find this is pretty challenging. What are the codes? What is hidden? Say, for example, I will take say Nehal Chaudhary's file, and I find he has been very much descriptive while responding to me. Now, understanding what is the idea of Nehal about spirituality, the easiest way is summary. But where to find summary? Is there any simpler way to find a summary of Nehal Chaudhary's transcript? No. The Nehal Chaudhary summary is very simple. Simply right click here and click on word cloud. Right? Nehal Chaudhary is trying to say something which is in a different shape. Oval shape set by frequency and number of words. Start. Minimum frequency 1. No. Minimum frequency should be at least 6. And you find there is something which is not useful. I understand you are able to find something which is not useful. Say, for example, 2. Simply right click on 2 and click on stop words. You are not looking at 11 words, you are looking at 50 words probably. Simply click on rearrange. Remove all the words as stop words. I have removed all the words, all the less important words in terms of rearrange. Now, understanding this, what Nehal is trying to talk about, travel is important, nature is important, spiritual is important, spirituality is important, spiritualism, he's also talking about spiritualism. He's also talking about tourists and individuals. So now understanding the Nehal's file is easier for me. I can code spirituality. I'll simply click on spirituality. and you'll be able to see what is hidden. So which with nature is close to about spirituality and this and that, and these many questions are available. You want to code it, auto code search result, which is also sometimes called as a lexical search, or you want to code auto code search result with a new code. I want to auto code search results. The name of this code will be is not in the list. Probably I can talk about not escape, well-being, or maybe I can create a code in advance. The code will be named as spirituality. And this code will be an orange code. Done. Spirituality, you wanted to code, create a new code which is spiritual. You wanted to give a weight. I'll discuss later, then we'll start. You wanted to code the text and table of the document, the whole sentences, 0 sentences from 0 after, only this word spirituality will be coded. However, I want to code at least one sentence before and after where I find this word spirituality. Or you want to code the whole paragraph, or you want to code only search item, one word after and one word before. That is very challenging, at least one sentence. Or maybe you can say 5 words after and 5 words before, but sentence is always better idea. Click on auto code. 7 document segments coded. Now I'll close this. I will also close this. And now you can see Nihal Chaudhary's file is having good terms of spiritual. When he talks about spiritual, I'll again create a word cloud. When he talks about spiritual, he also talks about nature. I'll double click on nature. But nature is not a code here. I'll have to create a code. Spirituality, then nature. And this will be magenta. Done. Now nature will be another code. This one. One sentence before and after, auto code. 6 document segments coded. Close this. Close this. Now you can see this file is being coded. Most of the time when he talks about spirituality, he also talks about nature. Most of the time he talks about spirituality, he also talks about nature. Correct? This way you can make a alignment with the coding you are thinking on, with the things you are thinking on. And you can also create individual word cloud. You can also create the overall word cloud. This one. This time I have not clicked on Nihal Chaudhary's file. This time I have clicked on, right click on transcript folder and a word cloud. And you can find destination. So the whole folder could be coded in one go. You find destination should be coded, spirituality should be coded, the whole folder could be coded in one go. This is not, this is slightly different from other software. You simply right click and this code everything by their own style. Probably this is the more accurate way, looking at your transcript, looking at the themes, looking at the discussion you are doing around. There is another very innovative approach when we talk about word cloud. This is called as code cloud. In multiple papers you might have seen, in multiple research papers you might have seen, hashtag based code cloud is also available. So if your transcripts or if your material is having Twitter based data, this will create a code cloud which is based on hashtags. Memos and all, I think I will be discussing into the next class, because memos will be very, very challenging in the present scenario. And very surprisingly, you'll be surprised to see there are multiple methods, like multiple ways of looking at your content. You wanted to do this content, you wanted to select this content, and you wanted to highlight it with the yellow one, you wanted to highlight with the green one. You can customize your material. You can organize your material. You think your content, you want to devise your content not in terms of code, in terms of emoticons. So this is a this is a target, this is a section which you find need to be coded with in terms of emoticons. So maybe you are reading a transcript which this person is having a breakup very recently. You can code this with the broken heart. This another paragraph you can code that. Say for example, this person is a devil in the airport. Right? So these could be emoticons, could also be used. I'm sorry. Right. So these emoticons, these languages, these transcripts could be coded in terms of emoticons also. Now you might be thinking why we are doing these so many things for coding and all other things. Might be a question. When we go to the visualization, visual tools, you can have max maps, and max maps will help you in any set of codings, in any set of, we'll discuss this max map. Max map will help you different ways of looking at your code matrix. You wanted to, now we have not learned a very important aspect of Maxqda. Can you see a smaller difference before, a smaller difference pre and post of this section? Just before your folder, there is another thing. There is another arrow. If you click on this, this document will be activated. When you again click on, say for example, yellow, and you are seeing an retrieval segment also. Right now your document, I'm hiding your document. So you are selecting a broken heart, you are selecting a spirituality code, and you will be able to see the large amount of material, whichever is being coded, is being received here. Right now you might be thinking why we are doing this, why we are identifying the separate paragraphs of the different codes. I'm sure many of you might have seen several research papers. The papers which are based on qualitative analysis. Allow me a moment, I will open that paper. Because while converting your qualitative analysis research papers, you need to identify different chunks. See, for example, this paper is having, for justification purposes, we need to identify different paragraphs. Not from the beginning, but when we talk about analysis, you can see this. No, this one is respondent R2. No, this one is not recent file. The recent file is this. Page number 16. So you need to identify these codes. Somebody has said what? You can see this. This was a whole discussion of spirituality, why this is so, and then we have identified, because we need to make it disguise, a male who is having an age of 36 years and a CEO of the organization is talking about with these perspective. You can have multiple tools, like you can see this graph has been created with the help of Excel. Somebody was asking you, can we do it manually? Yes, you can do it manually. All these graphs could be created manually also. There is a female, she's aged 29 years and a team leader, and her opinion about spirituality is in this way. These coded segments, when you select or when you activate these segments, you'll be able to read your segments, you'll be able to read what has been done. Or maybe sometimes you need to create a word cloud based on this, or maybe sometimes you need to create a code relationship matrix. Just click on this and you can see broken heart is only one time. These are when we talk about some spirituality is having 2 times broken heart and yellow. Actually, conceptually, they have nothing to do with that. You click on this number, you can convert this into a numbered matrix. If there are more number of codes, I'll show you some of the examples how to create, how they have created these codes, circles, design, numbers highlighted, a kind of heat map, everything could be created looking at this software, which are very much useful. Now today, if we start looking at visual tools of everything of the max maps, or probably that will be very, very challenging. So this way we use activations in Maxqda, and these activations could be deactivated. If you see, my codes are still activated, but the files is being deactivated, and that is why these retrieved segments are not of any use. This is not showing you any data. And these tools surrounding to this software, surrounding to this retrieval system are very, very important. Sometimes those who are doing this analysis on research papers, they'll be able to do it. Like they'll find it very important, like paraphrasing, multiple coding, smart coding. Smart coding is another very impressive tool by Maxqda, which is not available in any other software. We'll discuss this into the next class. And then coding Nvivo, you want to export this coding result into the Word file, Excel file, or different formats. You want to search something, you want to do something which is, am I very fast? It seems so, right? Correct. I know I have missed a good amount of question, and I'll definitely I'll definitely handle all the questions which are already available to the chat box first, and then we'll take some queries by direct participants also. Does it do auto coding as we can do in Nvivo? The coding in Nvivo and Maxqda, auto coding in Nvivo and Maxqda is quite different. Nvivo is following a lexical dictionary for auto coding. Sometimes you might be able to observe this code is not useful, and Nvivo does that. Whereas if you are doing word cloud first, summarizing a document first, and then doing sensible coding. So when you do it in Nvivo, you will find it multiple codes, a large list of codes is available for your reference, but probably when you look at it, many of the codes need to be deleted. But if you are doing it in Maxqda, yes, this is a kind of auto coding, but with the help of your manual inputs. So probably there will be no wastage of time, only the utility of the time which we are trying to do. This is the response to the question by Pragya Jaiswal. Ranga Swamiji, will it help in literature review? Definitely it will help in literature review. Probably on session 4 or session 5 is about how to write literature review, how to do SLR with Maxqda. We'll cover that. Amrapali ji is asking, can we combine spirituality and spiritualism in spiritual as one? Yes, you need to code that. Simply click on and select spiritual. That's it. You will be able to do that. Won't the word cloud using auto code system also include the question? Yes, word cloud by auto code system will definitely include the questions, and then you need to identify these terms, and then you also need to remove these terms. Simply, and if you add this into the stop word list, probably again this will be a challenge. So probably removing the whole question from the manuscript will be a better idea in that case. Aritraj, can you suggest a good paper using Maxqda? We can at least read and come in the next session. Definitely, I'll cover. I'll send you a good amount of papers on your WhatsApp group, so don't worry. Please explain in difference between themes and code once again at the end. Themes emerge, code has been decided. That's very simple. Code is means something to identify something, it is to make connection, whereas theme is the overall connection. In Nvivo, themes are important. Codes have been given the lesser important, and that is why they are giving more emphasis on thematic analysis. Whereas in Maxqda, codes have given more weightage. Why codes have given more weightage? Let me solve this query. Can you see at the bottom of my screen? So sometimes, like we have seen an example in the beginning, you're trying to identify the employee satisfaction in employee satisfaction, you would say out of the 100 score, 50% contribution is given by salary, 10% is by senior leadership, 20% is work-life balance, 10% is this and that. Then probably weightage is important, which is missing in all other qualitative analysis software. You can use this weightage function here. 0 to 100, another weight function. So say, for example, this is a research which is related to spirituality. I want to give this. I will select, okay, I'll have to deselect first everything. And then we'll select spirituality. And I will give this spirituality as weightage of, say, for example, 30% out of 100. Done. Change the weight of all code segment, weight 0 to weight 30. So now I'll have to change the weight of all other codes and I'll have to make the control of 100. And this one is to use filter weight. This one is to include subcodes, which is not needed right now. And you can sort by sequence. Sorry. Right, you can see emoticon, then code, and then everything. So they have been sorted by sequence. And this is the function, this is a feature which is not available in any other software. Giving weightage to the discussion, giving weightage to the actual point where it should be. Okay. That was the last question. Okay. Can you suggest a good research? Okay, I've already looked at this question. Explain the differences between themes of code. I believe you will be, I have responded to your query. Please explain activation again. In all other software activations, say for example, you want to read this document. By double clicking, you are reading this document. But if you have selected, say for example, all the codes, but you won't be able to see anything. So you'll have to make an activation, probably all the files. So you'll be able to see the codes. You can see 31 coded segment from 4 documents and 1 document group. When you deselect everything and you click on Sonia or Sony Rajput, you'll be able to see 3 coded segment from 1 document and from 1 group. Probably when you select 1 image also, you will be able to see there is no code in this image, 1 document and 1 document group again. Right? So activation is simply looking at document, how documents or different codes are able to help. Variable are different. Variables are simply age, gender, sexuality, inclination, farmer, non-farmer, business or NGO or individual. Variable is that. Code is not variable exactly. And we'll discuss in the next session about how to create a separate variable. Yes, variables are most of the time are quantifiable, correct. But codes are not. How do we cite all these sections wherever we discuss? Probably I'll send you, Kumar Saurabhi, I'll send you some of the research papers and then we'll discuss on this part. But what if the questions include words like spiritualism themselves? Then you'll have to remove those quotes. And removing those quotes are again, say for example, you are reading this here and you want to look at the escapism or escape. Simply right click here and delete. Then you'll have to remove that code. So if your question is having spiritualism, your question is having that code, you'll have to remove that. If you do not remove that, that will create a problem for you. Can we decide codes from literature review? Yes, Meghna Patilji. If you are using a deductive coding approach, then you'll have to identify the codes from literature review, and then you can do that. Do we need minimum 30 of interviews and Maxqda also? No, there is no limit of 30 minimum or maximum. There is no limit. Can we write literature review for our PhD thesis using Maxqda? Yes, you can do that. If you can do this for research paper, you can do this for the PhD thesis also, but the challenge will be only one. There will be only one challenge. What is that? Managing a thesis will be a very larger task, whereas managing the paper is a smaller task. Then do you suggest that we shall see the word cloud first and then develop our codes. If you are doing inductive coding, then yes. If you are doing deductive coding, no. Yes, Himanshu ji, I'll be watchful from the next time. Thank you, Gurung ji. Yes, somebody has, Aritra ji has shared many references, books and literature. Yes, I have shown this, but not shared the link. Aritra ji has shared a very important link. I believe I have responded to many queries. For any confusion, for any doubt, just look at the recorded session first. And then even if you find this problem is not solved, you can definitely come back to me anytime.
Sir, there are few participants. I would like to break the session and unmute a few of them. So they would like to ask a few things. So I'm just
Mr. Kannan, there is no.
I have allowed the participants to.
Mr. Kannan, there is no limit of Excel or rows or columns of Excel for while importing.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Pratya. I'm doing my PhD in marketing area from IIT Delhi. My question is, I've already I've done the coding for transcripts in Word file. So now my question is, do I have to do it all over again by using Maxqda, or is there some way through which I can transport or import my files to Maxqda, already coded files? Thank you.
There is one solution for you. You can convert your Word files to the Excel files. Make the put the whole paragraph into the column and make this code as a heading one. And then when you import this Excel sheet, this will ask you at the top, do you have the code? Just select yes. And then everything will be imported as a code with that particular reference section. If you cannot do that, then probably you'll have to recode in Maxqda.
Yeah. So what I can draw is to do a content analysis, we need to first of all maybe find codes from the literature, and after that, after whatever text we have like interviews, then we select the area or the paragraphs and drag it towards codes. So once we have finished coding, say I got 10 variables from the literature that in this area these 10 things are important which are to be analyzed. So what exactly after coding and selecting our text we approach towards, as I'm new to qualitative research, so what are
probably
we exactly?
I'll be able to respond to your query towards the last 4 or 5 days session. However, I can show you, I can help you with a few minor demonstration. Okay, no, not this one.
I have seen word cloud, like people have
No,
given
this is
certain
not
kind.
about word cloud. Okay.
So can we do coding by our own also, not referring to literature also? Will it be okay?
Pardon this question, but before getting a next question, this will be
Okay.
the next level analysis, which could be done with the Maxqda, or which could you cannot perform this type of analysis for any other software, for any other tool. This will be the first type of result which we are looking for. This table could be converted in numbers table. This table could be converted into a heat map. This table could be converted into this type of chart, so that which codes are more relevant, which codes are lesser relevant. This is only one example of, say, for code matrix. We can also talk about code relationship matrix and all codes.
Sir, like I'm working on sustainability reports of the company. So I wanted to see that what company and उसका जो director है वो अपनी speeches में कितना sustainability पे focus करते हैं. तो will it be a good idea to use this technique? if I
Yes, you
select
can.
maybe 20 companies, and then I take the the CEO's address or a speech, and then make certain codes, and then try to find out what are the basic themes or the topics which they focus in relation to sustainability, and then this chart will be made, and then I can prepare a heat map and analyze that. Am I right,
Yes,
sir?
that will 100%. That could be done.
And what else I can do? Maybe we can learn later on, but just for the name's sake.
There is another way of looking at a document map. Document map need to be created based on one individual document. So say for example, this Max file is having good number of maps, good number of codes. There is that document map. Sorry, document portrait. Now you can look at this particular type of a graph, or maybe this could be converted another type of box, different sizes of this tool, how this file, these file or multiple files have been coded. This is one way of graphics. You can create a comparison of the diagram, comparison of the documents. Say for example, Max is talking about these many themes, whereas Joanna is talking about these many themes, whereas interview from Robert is talking about these many themes, codes or themes which we have talked about. This is a sample project. You can close it into the one window also, these many types, or you can compare, this compare charts we have already seen. Document maps. Select the document, Max, Joanna, and George. Select the codes, probably people, auto code, assessment. 3 documents have been coded, but they have not any, they are not having anything common here. But these are the multiple type of graphs you can create here. Document relationship browser, we have already seen one. Code matrix browser, we have already seen one. This is one way of looking at it. However, there are multiple types of analysis. One way of Max map is very much popular in that. And probably for understanding everything about this, you'll have to attend whole 10 sessions of the workshop. Then you will be able to get the complete content, complete video of this whole workshop.
So also you talked about lexical search, lexical coding, sir. So in lexical coding, it means that the codes are generated automatically, right, sir?
Yes. Not codes are generated automatically. This software will help you. Lexical search is done by all other softwares, but the challenge is, let me do it for you. Say, for example, I will create a word cloud on Joanna, and I find there is less important material for me. I can make it 50 and then rearrange. Or maybe even in terms of 50, the frequency should be at least 8, or maybe lesser than that. I can have different size and shape, probably. Most frequent word is I, right? Now, I'm not looking at these contents by Joanna. I'm looking at the summary by Joanna. What lexical dictionary is doing, lexical dictionary is converting the whole content by the choice of dictionary. Whereas what we are doing with the help of Maxqda, we are identifying the codes manually. So say, for example, Joanna is saying this and this. If you can recall our previous example, we have talked about spirituality and spiritualism. Both are the same thing. What software will do, if you ask a software to convert this, software will convert one code as a spirituality, another code will be as a spiritualism. Whereas I, being a human, can understand spirituality and spiritualism, both are the same codes, both are the same things. So probably I have to tell the software, this is a code, and you need to convert spirituality and spiritualism is in one code. This is what is a difference in approach of Maxqda and all other softwares. All other softwares are following lexical searches by blindly following them, whereas Maxqda is not blindly following them. This will be a click away, simply converting a file to the codes. But probably you did not get anything about your transcript. While you right click on this file and create a word cloud, what Joanna is saying, what George is saying, what Robin is saying, at least you know a summary about this.
Okay, so lexical becomes a guide for us, and then we, out of the guide, we select the codes manually using our own
Lexical
logic.
becomes an assistant for you, not a guide.
Okay, an assistant for us. So finally, the coding is done manually only.
Yes, the coding is done manually, and I always recommend manual codings.
Thank you so much, sir.
So I wanted to understand the coding process for the surveys that you had explained.
Coding process for surveys.
So yes, so we have to import the survey in the form of raw data in the Excel sheet.
Yes.
And then we code according to that?
No. Allow me a moment. I'll share this. Where is data? No. My screen is visible to everyone? Not visible. So here is an Excel sheet which I shared earlier. So say, for example, this is a qualitative larger size of a question, and I want to code this question. Say, for example, what are the safety measures? Safety, right? I will code this another time according to you, how long you think this will be back on track, right? So this way, instead of whole questions, you need to convert this as a one-word question. When you save this file, simply import this file. Okay, this one is a sample project. I'll move to the another project which we are doing. KS Day 1. Yes. When I'll import this impact of COVID-19 data, now I'll have to import it as data file 2 because this file already exists. Let me try it again. This one. This is already there. When you try to import it here, this will ask you, is it a survey data? You can say yes.
Okay.
These are the variables. Okay.
Okay.
You want to convert, say, for example, you'll say safety as a code,
Okay.
not a variable. Track as a code, not a variable.
Okay.
Right? We do not have safety and these track here. Right? When you click on OK, you can see this.
Sir, what role a variable is playing in qualitative research here?
That's a very complex question.
Because code I could get, but what variable will be doing?
Finally, you'll have to create a table of about the sample, which no software could miss. However, I always recommended, many of you, or in fact, a good number of you have already attended few workshops by me, and I always recommended in a qualitative research, you need to follow manual variable sheet. Otherwise, variable sheet will be very much complex. Make a variable sheet using Excel, right? Not by any software, because this will make your life very difficult, right? So, but in the next session, I'll definitely discuss this, how to create a variable even. Now you can see safety and a track, and safety is having 8 code, as 8 was the sample size in that Excel sheet, and track is having 8 size. If I import, if I activate this document, where is the document? Okay, if I import this everything, and I also activate safety and track, you'll be able to see this code here.
Okay.
Right? All the employees are working from home. I'll remove the track. All the employees are working from home. Sanitizers, no entry. Sanitizers, compulsory mask for employees. We are not welcoming walk-in client right now, and you'll find everything under one code. So if you are having survey data, this is how you need to look at your perspective.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
I hope you could get the response.
So a quick one. So as you said that we could have either deductive approach, which will be a better way. So my question is, like, when I start with my survey, I probably would have some aspect in my mind about the constructs. Based upon that, I'll create my questionnaire. But when I get the final answer from the participants, then I probably would come across new stuff which I may not have included earlier, maybe in my interviews or in the survey. Some new stuff may come in. So would that conflict, if I'm creating new?
There is no conflict in that.
Okay.
Somewhere in 2009 or 10, when I was finally writing my PhD thesis,
Mhm.
I have made a model in my synopsis, and when I was submitting a thesis, when I was submitting my thesis, my model was completely different, and I was scared of it. I asked the same question from my PhD supervisor. I said,
Okay.
"Sir, earlier we have included only 4 variables to this model, but now
Yeah.
looking at the paper, looking at the environment, looking at the criteria, we have included 6 variables in a model.
Yeah.
Our variable in synopsis was different. Our variable in thesis is different. Our model in synopsis and model in thesis, both are the different models."
Okay.
He said, when you were preparing your synopsis, you were lesser knowing about this area. When you are submitting your thesis, you are expert of your area. And
Okay.
stating you'll not be including any new knowledge because this model is being submitted in synopsis will never be a good idea. Right?
Okay.
So while you are stating, you might be having a different idea, but while you are
Mhm.
completing it, you must have a different idea. Otherwise, it is not a good idea. This is what
Okay,
is my
okay.
take.
This is actually happening, so that is why. And another thing, sir, the codes which are overlapping, say like as you had spirituality, and then further escape was coming under it. So code within the code, how do we address that?
So probably escape is because of 2 reasons. If you can recall, escape is because of 2 reasons. One is work pressure, another is family pressure.
Family pressure, yeah.
Code within the code. So I'm having an escape. I'm having a pressure. That's a different thing. The reason of pressure, the reason of escape is different.
No. My question, sir, is different. My question is that I have spirituality as the main, code. Okay. And then I have escape as a code. Now, reason for escape could be different. In one case it is this, the other case it is this. So, will escape become a separate code at par with spirituality? Or I don't know how would I address that?
You'll have to make a classification and regression tree. My screen is again not visible. You'll have to make a tree. So this is what is a spirituality. Spirituality is leading escape. Spirituality is leading natural beauty. Spirituality is leading maybe peace. Now escape is leading escape. The reason of escape is probably being of family. The escape is reason of work pressure. You'll have to create this classification tree. Then you will be able to understand this as a whole concept.
All right, sir. All right. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Any more questions, participants?
I would understand you might be having many confusions, but I would also understand, and you need to trust me on this. After after completing this whole course, you won't be having any doubt of using Maxqda for any of the procedures. Don't worry for that, because this is many of you might be seeing this is your first day. You might be seeing something. Oh my God, where we have stuck. But I'm sure on the 4th or 5th session you won't be having the same.
So any research paper which we can read before
I'll send you.
So that we can understand second session more.
Yeah.
Sir, while talking about the concepts, if you can refer to the citations also, because that is very difficult to enumerate actually while working on that. So if we are talking about, say, deductive or
possible. It is not a quantitative analysis. Why your factor loading is, if your factor loading is less than 0.5, do this citation. It is not a quantitative analysis. It is a qualitative analysis. I'll give you enough or ample opportunity to read some contents, but citing one research paper or citing something will never be a good idea for qualitative research.
Thank you. Actually, I have attended your previous workshops and now I am habituated to your way of citing. So I was today thinking that because whenever you take any type of concepts, whether it was smart PLS or anything, or so you most of the time you refer to the specific citations, and
I completely
you need to
understand
refer
your concern,
that.
and there is a different methodology for teaching quantitative and qualitative one.
Yes. I'm learning that. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Shalini ma'am, can we announce our this? I'll not be able to take because of some urgency, and I'll have to move somewhere. I'll not be able to take the class on 11th. And when we have planned to make this class?
Yeah. So I think next week, probably if we can schedule it on Friday, so would that be okay with you?
Yes, that will be completely okay.
We already have a class on Saturday and Sundays.
Yes.
So keep it on
Yes.
Friday.
We'll keep it in Friday and by the same time in the evening.
Same time, 6 p.m. I'll just make an announcement.
Yeah.
So
Just send them an email also so that.
I will definitely do that, sir. So any other questions? Do we have any other questions for sir, please? I don't think so. There are any more questions. So today is the first day, and I think successfully we have learned the interface of Maxqda well.
Yes, definitely.
So thank you so much for joining us, sir, and thank you participants for staying with us.
Thank you, everyone. Stay safe. Stay at home. If it is not compulsory to reach office, then stay at home. Thank you, everyone. Have a happy weekend.
Happy weekend, sir. And so we'll be joining again. We'll be seeing you again in the next week. Day after tomorrow, we will not be having any class because sir has got some work. So this class has been postponed to coming
16.
Friday. That means
16 is the date.
correct. So we'll have 3 continuous classes, 16, 17, and 18.
And 18.
Right? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.